Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 31st, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the next trough setting up shop over Northern California, increasing some monsoon moisture across some of California, Nevada, and Arizona the next few days as well. Even a chance for some precip into Southern California and the Sierra Nevada. Also, we'll take a look at those details in a moment. This is looking at San Diego National Weather Service. Not great percentages here, but there is some light precip showing up for Friday. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Thunderstorms possible. Redding, Chico, most likely time frame through 8 p.m. Eureka, California has got some flash flood watches up for northern portions here as this upper level low is going to bring multiple rounds of precipitation. Thunderstorms are possible. Watch out on those burn scar areas. It can really enhance some of the flash flooding. This is northern Arizona. And this is going to extend on into California and Nevada too. You can see the increase as we go through tomorrow and Saturday. Then we start to trail off here as we go towards the beginning of next week. Chance of strong thunderstorms Thursday. This is a wind threat. Perhaps some severe gusts out there could cause some blowing dust, areas of heavy rain, localized flooding. So heads up for this. Going to extend all the way off into California. You can see Palm Springs just east of Barstow and Baker are included in that thunderstorm threat. This would include Las Vegas also. Now looking at the European, last night's run. Look at that trough, a perfectly placed trough right over Northern California. Spins over the region here as we go through the week and then finally gets kicked out. And we just look like we might have some additional troughing continuing on in through the early portion of next week, but we're also going to be building some ridge heights, also putting an end to some of the monsoon moisture as we go through next week. Also take a look at that in some detail in a moment as well. Look, actually, we'll start right now. Total precipitation in inches. This is European last night's run. And you can see some pretty hefty totals for Northern California. Look at some of this monsoon moisture into Eastern California, Nevada here, bringing some all the way up into Southern California, the higher terrain, Southern Central Sierra Nevada. So the European painting a kind of a rosy picture here for some precipitation chances. Look at some of these values here, well up over 2 inches. So yeah, good stuff. Hopefully we can put out some of these fires across Northern California and bring some precipitation across the area and keep much of the state of California drought free. This is looking at total precipitation on the GFS. This is running as we speak, so we're getting more information here by the minute. But let's put this into motion and see what it brings. There's that monsoon increase here across some of California, Nevada, Arizona, and look at some of these values with this trough here across Northern California, well up 2-3 inches by the time we get towards tomorrow afternoon. It could be some heavy precipitation occurring with that storm. Look, it kind of continues on until it finally kicks out of here as we start to go through the day Sunday. So yeah, interesting stuff here. I mean, some of the deserts could get some additional rainfall here as well. Not showing a lot for Southern California, but take anything you can get this time of year. Now, looking at the GFS as of last night, I wanted to show this because some of the models have been showing this off through the extended. In the meantime, we have this trough initially coming across the region, spins, takes its sweet time getting out of here, which is a good thing. Hopefully, it can suppress a lot of that forest fire activity. We start to build some ridge heights here across the southwest. But look at this tropical system down here. The GFS has kind of been hinting at this thing bubbling around and even trying to move towards Southern California and Arizona here, tropical remnants. And if you guys have been watching this channel for any period of time, watching the this day in history for San Diego, you guys know what those can bring this time of year. Flooding, some severe winds and whatnot, some increased thunderstorm activity. So something to watch. We'll see if the GFS is onto something purely fantasy at this point. Do not get worried about it right now. Just something I like to look at here in the extended models. This is the national blend of models here, and this is for today. You can see the temperatures fairly lofty. Death Valley up towards 119. Some nice warm temperatures across the valley areas. But look at tomorrow's highs. Way down into the 70s. You're talking about a 20-degree, 24-hour drop here as this trough really sets up shop here, and it's going to cool down across some of the southwest too with that increased monsoon moisture. So yeah, we're going to suppress temperatures quite a bit here on through this weekend. Check it out. Only getting up into the 80s by the time you get towards Sunday. Start to climb back up a bit here as we go through next week, but we'll watch that as we get a little bit closer to that time frame. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Near normal for much of the west, September 5th through September 9th. And this is after that monsoon surge. Look at this. Big suppression of that monsoon as we go through September 9th. We'll watch that one. Hopefully it changes. Now look at the air quality. You can see how it's degraded all the way down towards the Bay Area into the valley here. That smoke moving its way down to the south of Sierra Nevada. Not doing bad. You guys know how it can get this time of year. But hopefully this trough is going to be perfectly placed and really bring some relief as far as the forest fire activity here across a lot of Northern California. This is the HER. This is surface smoke. So you can see all that smoke drifting down south. Not fun. I know how it is to be around that smoke, but you can see the trough kind of moving across the area. Hopefully it's going to start to put a lot of these fires out here so that surface smoke is going to be much relieved here across Northern California. But yeah, you can kind of see it moving around here over the next couple of days, starting to get some relief as you go on into Friday night, though, however. So cross your fingers for that. Percent of average precipitation. This is basically meteorological summer, and you can see some areas due to Tropical Storm Hilary, well over 800% normal precipitation. And you can see the track of it through California, Nevada, Oregon, Idaho, and then it went through Montana and Wyoming, Pacific Northwest. Very dry. Some of the Bay Area extremely dry. Look at this. Some areas only getting 2% of their normal precipitation from meteorological summer here, and it's already dry enough across some of these regions here. So some places probably getting close to zero precip there. And you can see kind of a suppressed signal here across some of Arizona and New Mexico there as well. This is average temperature from departure, and not too bad. Kind of a mixed bag here. Some areas below, some areas above here. Not too bad. That would cover about what meteorological summer is. And looking at Lake Tahoe here, always kind of fun to look at in a fantasy here to see when the first snowfall is going to come across some of the higher terrain. Probably sometime in early October here. And Reno, something similar there. Actually shows Reno getting a little bit of snowfall by mid-October. Purely fantasy at this point. Just something I like to look at. This is the European model. It runs daily now. That's one of the upgrades that came with the most recent upgrade to the European model. And it goes out 46 days. And you can kind of see the gradual temperature decline as you go. Sacramento Airport here. And this would be about October 14th when this forecast ends. San Francisco, look at this. It's kind of mundane neutral temperatures all the way on in through October. And you can actually warm up still pretty well. You get some offshore wind events here through October, and things can still warm up. As you can see, not much change in temperature there through mid-October for San Francisco. But yeah, anyway, good stuff here. A trough dropping down over the area. A couple of days of increased monsoon activity. Maybe we can get some precipitation across a lot of the state here for the next few days. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as always tomorrow. We'll see if the GFS is actually onto something, bringing some tropical remnants up towards Southern California and Utah. Purely a fantasy forecast right now, so you should not take it seriously. Just something we'll be watching. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.